We will call to order the July 10th, 2023 Juvenile Detention Center Board meeting to order. Sheila, if you'll call the roll, please, ma'am. Here.
Ms. Claire Maxwell. Here. Dr. Michael McDonald.
Thank you. With that, Vice Chair Daniels, do you have the opportunity to review the minutes?
I think the minutes are in order. They've been printed for the convenience of the board members. So,
thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
And thank you. Second by Mr. McDonald. All those in favor of accepting minutes say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes are accepted. We now, according to state statute, have to make ourselves available for public comments. Seeing none, because nobody's coming forward, we will move on to the open positions. Ms. Duke?
Okay, we currently have one part-time educational assistant that is still open. I believe that HR is going to be reposting that. We have one full-time female detention officer position open, and we started our interviews for our open corporal position and have so far been pleased with the applicants, and that's all.
Any questions for Ms. Duke with regard to open positions? Seeing none, we'll go to item 5 on our agenda, data report. Ms. Duke?
Okay, so this month is also a quarterly report month. So on your tablet, you're going to have the information that we take to public safety. This quarter would have been for April, May, and June, and keep in mind that our public safety reports are for the month prior. So those are available to you on the tablet, and I included the regular data report on your table. And once I get to it, discuss it. Let me see yours. You've got yours
may
out.
I ask a question? Is that
Yes, sir. Go
going
ahead.
through
You're
the
recognized.
tablet? Is that called the yearly activity report?
No, that's part of what we take to public safety each month. The months of April, May, and June are going to be divided by the agenda for those public safety meetings, and I highlighted the month at the top in yellow. So there's several documents on the tablet for those that quarterly report information. A lot of this is information that actually already has come through the board, obviously. The additional information that you don't regularly see at the board meeting is the page that's on your table that has the county, the age, the charge, and the court dates for the young folks that are currently detained. So on our regular monthly data report, you'll see that the current population is 14, 6 of those from Rutherford County, the remainder being from Montgomery, Sequatchie, and Sumner County.
Dr. McDonald, you're recognized.
Yes, Mayor and Director, I'm not sure what information we may have on this, but I know Montgomery County had been in discussions about the construction of a new facility Is that, and again, this may not be something that we are monitoring it, but I was curious to know if anybody has any follow-up information on that.
The chair does not. The chair was unaware that Montgomery County was building a new facility. Ms. Duke?
They have reached out to us. They know that even once they have their new facility completed, a lot of times facilities will still maintain contracts. So if they have a co-defendant that they'd like to separate from someone that's in their existing facility, they can do so. It won't change whether or not they can utilize us, but obviously the amount of young folks that they're going to be sending will reduce.
Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Daniel, did you get your question answered earlier? Yes. Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Ms. Duke regarding the data report? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 6, educational services. Ms. Duke?
Okay. I'm going to get to it. So the Education Services Report is a 2-page report. It's for the month of May. This is the information regarding, oh no, I apologize. I had so much this month. Let me get to the correct information.
Take your time. Thank you.
All right, I'm back. The education report is for the month of June 2023. This is the last version of this report that we have brought forward. I know that Garland is still willing and able to make adjustments as necessary. I believe that last month the board decided that unless something additional came up or there was something of interest that wasn't provided, that this form would be satisfactory. So this is the information on those young people that used Edgenuity for the month of June.
Any questions for Ms. Duke? Thank you. Seeing none, we'll now move to our final item on the agenda, which is other business. Dr. McDonald, I'm going to recognize you for this, if that's okay.
Yes, sir. I was taking note of the schedule for September, and we're meeting on the second Monday, I believe, which is the 11th, which is Patriot Day, 9/11. So I didn't know if that would impact individuals if who want to be here for public comment, and I didn't know if the board wanted to entertain maybe moving the meeting to the Tuesday, which is the 12th.
So that is something that you've given us plenty of time, Dr. McDonald. Thank you for that. What we can do is we can check on the availability of the courthouse for that, if that's okay. And I guess I'd like to hear from the other members of the board with regard to potentially trying to move the date off of that Monday to another more suitable date, in particular Tuesday is the first available. Claire? I'm fine with that. Judge Daniel? Do you have any input on that? I know that's 2 months out. And you don't have to decide right now, because quite honestly, we can, there's a motion to review the date for September, and then we can decide in August, and that still gives us time to make the public notification.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We just got some scheduling with this facility and other things we just need to work through. Okay, we'll take that under review. I would like to as chair, take a personal privilege, if I might. I want to thank Ms. Leslie Cullum for her service to this board. In particular, the SOP. The SOP, the operating manual for the Juvenile Detention Center Board was, to say intimidating for some of us, an understatement. But Ms. Cullum actually, with no disrespect toward any other board member, weighed into the SOP unlike any of the rest of us, at least in my opinion. And while we all had a heavy hand in that, and we got what I consider an excellent product, it was led by Ms. Cullum, and we appreciate your service, Ms. Cullum. I appreciate, in particular, your service with regard to that SOP. Rest assured, it has your fingerprints all over it, and that's a good thing. And so on behalf of the county and this particular board, we want to thank you for your service, and we have a little card for you on your way out, if that's okay, before you leave today. But I thank you so much for your service and what you've done for this county, and more importantly, for the children of this county, which obviously you care a great deal about. So thank you very, very much. Judge Daniel, you're recognized.
Yes, I'd like to suggest and move that this board move the county commission to recognize Ms. Cullum with a resolution of appreciation for her public service, not only on this board and its initial board for her long public service as an assistant district attorney and a public servant who has been certainly integrated and committed to the juvenile process and this board's development, and for her overall public service over many years.
I think that's an outstanding idea. Do we have a second? I'm going to say we got 2 seconds. And so that will be done with unanimous consent on the part of the board. Thank you very much, Judge Daniel. We will absolutely undertake that. Thank you, Ms. Cullum, once again. Thank you very, very much. Is there any other business before this committee? Seeing none, and with that, I have one other, yes, sir, Judge Daniel. I also have one other thing. Go ahead. Yes, you read my mind. We have our 2 newest members slated to join us next month. Anita Herron, if you'll stand, Ms. Herron, stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you very much for being with us. And Mr. William Cope, if you'll stand. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much for joining us. And if you have any questions for us, please let us know. Thank you very much. Without objection, we stand adjourned.